Peeker's advantage is incredibly frustrating, and it plagues a whole lot more games than just Escape from Tarkov. And whether or not you can ever actually know if a specific situation was Peeker's advantage or not, there are some tactics that we can learn that help minimize the risk of that happening and just in general help you win more fights in Escape from Tarkov. I'm Jessekazam. Welcome back to another Lessons from Beyond the Grave. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. And before we dive into the video, I am super excited to announce the launch of the Jessekazam Juju Shaker Cup. I'm super excited for this. We have been working for this in the background for a little over a month, and I'm super excited and thankful for the opportunity that Juju has given. If you don't know, Juju is an energy formula specifically designed for gamers to help increase reaction time, energy, and focus without providing any sort of hard crashes at the end. The flavors are really, really good. My favorite is the blue raspberry and the brand new watermelon crush are both phenomenal, but they're all really good. These guys have been super fun to work with, and I want to thank them so much for sponsoring this video. And you can pick up my cup and a tub of Juju for a discounted price, and you can use code Jessekazam at checkout for 10% off your order. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. All right, so like we said, this video is about how to combat Peeker's advantage, and it's really about a lot, because like we said, you won't always exactly know if that was specifically Peeker's advantage, but what it's really about is understanding when to be aggressive, when to play slow, and understanding what your enemy is going to do, and when you've given them really only one option, you can use that information to then basically get ahead of their next decision. And a lot of times the answer is pre-firing. You can't just go around pre-firing every corner and every door and wasting all of your ammo. But a huge skill to learn in Escape from Tarkov is understanding when your enemy only really has one option, and that's to move a specific direction. You can go ahead and start pre-firing that and understand what direction they're going to move and end the fight before it begins and kind of get ahead of that Peeker's advantage, get ahead of that aggression. So as with all the Beyond the Grave videos, we'll watch the clip back, and this is going to be a situation where I didn't do that, where I died, and we have a few clips. We'll see some where I did it well and some where I didn't, and we'll kind of talk through how these situations were set up so that I should have been able to come out on top here. So we'll go ahead and watch the clip. I knew that was gonna happen, dude. Oh. So you can see, as soon as I died, I said that I knew that was gonna happen. And we can look at that and we can see, so I'm creeping around, I'm hearing this guy running around. So he doesn't know I'm here. I'm not gonna just start running around giving him that information freely. He doesn't know I'm here. I'm waiting to use this audio information. I know he's running around, he breaks glass, he's jumped in. At this point, I see he's got an Alton, which means that's definitely gonna be a hard fight for me. But as you can see, a lot of times we're reacting to things. We're reacting to what we see. I'm reacting to this guy. My aim is off, right? I'm to the left and I kind of follow him in. I do hit him once or twice. We see the blood and we see the head blow back. Now in this situation, this is exactly what I was talking about. What option does he have other than to swing this corner? He has nowhere to go. The only thing he can do is swing that corner. He's not going to swing it without his gun drawn because he knows he's going to die. Like if he tries to make a break for it and run this way, he knows I'm going to get shots on him and most likely he's going to die. Situations like this, understanding that he's going to peek that corner, you can basically give yourself like a 99% chance he's going to peek that corner immediately. He knows where I am now and he's going to try and peek it ADS to where I am and try to snap to me before I snap to him. And that is a situation where something like Peeker's advantage can come into play, where if he knows where you are and he can pretty much guarantee his shots are going to be close the absolute second he peeks that corner, well, that's when that's going to come into play of me not really having a whole lot of time to react. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that this was like super bad Peeker's advantage, but this is a perfect situation where in order to minimize that, if I had started firing, if I had started pre-firing and leveling out the recoil of the gun and holding it around head height, at least what I would have done, even if I, in the Alton tanked the shots, was aim punch him probably, and then also, shoot up his visor and make it hard to see. But instead, I wait until he peeks, and then now I'm having to snap to him and react. As you can see, there's debris here. He's already firing. He came across that firing, and I'm having to react now, start shooting myself, and he gets the best of me. Now, that wasn't my only option here. Right here after I shot him, I could have ran. I had more options than he had. I could have ran down to the right, taking cover behind this wall. I could have ran back up to the left, taking cover behind the staircase. I could have ran into one of the rooms, thrown a grenade. You know, I could have wrapped around, dropped down the hole behind him. So I definitely had more options. But in a situation like this, where you do want to eliminate the target, or where you know that he only has one option, you can use that to your advantage, pre-fire a little bit, and try to turn that fight around. So we'll look at another clip that's kind of similar. So this is a similar clip on customs, where we're kind of stalking through the dorms, trying to find this last guy that we've been looking for, and a similar situation happens. We can take a look.
Coming up to 3, main stairs.
I'm right here and you're right. Bro, I don't know. I really thought there was another one. Yeah, marked his... Oh, yeah, he's right here, right here, right here. I'm dead. He hit every single shot in the face. I shouldn't have pushed it. Once again, you can see that I immediately am able to call out my own errors, and I understand that I shouldn't have pushed there. I shouldn't have sprinted there and lowered my weapon. Now, gotta throw him under the bus. We actually found out later that that was a team kill. I did kill the guy, and I got killed by my teammate behind me. He was trying to shoot over my shoulder. But I wanted to add this video, specifically this clip, because I played this poorly. Actually, up until I made that sprint, I was actually playing it well. We thought that there was an additional person. It had been so long since we heard that additional person that we started to doubt if there was an additional person. But I still decided to push really cautiously, clearing all the rooms instead of just going into marked. And I see this guy right here. Now, this is one of those situations where if he had heard me and pre-fired, he might have got me here. You would really be surprised at how often you can peek a corner, and you can do that faster than somebody's reaction time. And that's what we're trying to learn how to beat here. So I kind of peek. He shoots after. His reaction time was not as solid. And what should I have done here? He knows he's got one direction to go. He can wait in that room, but there's two of us. We've got grenades. He can't jump out the window of the 3rd floor. He's going to break his legs. He has one direction to go. And instead of waiting and pre-firing his push, because once again, understanding he's only got one direction to go, you can predict that player movement. He's going to push out. And if I had started pre-firing right here instead of sprinting, I would have shot right across his headline. He didn't have a face shield, and I would have dropped this guy before he even started opening fire. But what I wanted to do was basically, if he was going to hold the room, I wanted to peek it with a pre-fire, start shooting at the door frame here, and then peek across and drop him. And I completely misanticipated what he was going to do. He didn't have any options, and I should have known he was going to push out at me. So in order to do that, I hit a sprint, which is always a terrible idea to do in close quarters combat like this. I lower my weapon. He gets really good shots on my face. I've got a face shield. Luckily, he's got bad ammo. As I back up, I do end up getting some shots on him, and I kill him, but I played this poorly. I should have anticipated that he was going to push out because it was his only option. And then you can kind of, you know, get ahead of that by pre-firing and then having them just kind of walk right into your spray. So what we can do now is we can kind of take a look at a clip or two where I was able to basically execute this exactly what I'm talking about and kind of show you the flip side of it. So I've included this clip in a video before, but it super applies to exactly what we're talking about here. So we'll show this one again. I'm on Shoreline. I've got an HK, and I'm in a fight with a guy, and we're both doing the trade peaks. And I finally anticipate his movement correctly and end the fight, and we can take a look at that clip now.
Don't fuck with me!
All right, so you can actually see in that exact situation where I did both peaks. I did the peak where my reaction time was super late, and then I did the correct anticipation of his movement, eliminating any possibility for peeker's advantage or anything like that. Flashlights are actually a great way to anticipate somebody's movements. They are really, really hard to counter because they are really, really bright and they can be super annoying. But because you can see that flashlight before it peeks the corner, you can kind of anticipate that. So as you can see, he peeks this corner and I wait. Like I see the flashlight coming around and I wait to react until he's already around the corner. And because of that, I miss the opportunity. Instead of sitting there and holding down left click, I get behind cover because I realize I've missed this opportunity. I wait for another opportunity to peek. I peek and he's getting behind cover and I have basically committed to this peek because I am out in the hall. And knowing that he saw me peek wide and knowing that he wants this fight, it's very obvious that he wants this fight because he keeps repeaking. This isn't a situation where that's his only option. He can run out this front door anytime, but I know he wants this fight. So I shoot at him, he gets behind cover, I stop shooting, and as I'm moving up, I think to myself, he is going to peek again. So I go about head height and I just start holding mouse 1 and he walks right into it. That just allows me to get ahead of any sort of server advantage that he has by peeking it and him shooting. I'm just already laying down shots, head height, exactly where he's going to be, and he just walks right into that spray. And this is one of those times where it just felt super good to correctly anticipate what the person's going to do and get ahead of their movements. We'll go ahead and take a look at one more clip where something similar happened. All right, so in this last clip, I'm clearing out customs again with an AK, and I wanted to include this one because this is a really interesting exchange of pre-fire. He was trying to do the same thing, which was super interesting. So this is kind of proof that this isn't a catch-all. This isn't always going to benefit you because an experienced player might basically understand what you're doing and use it against you. And so this is a really interesting fight. We'll let this one play out and then we'll kind of talk about it after. So that was quick, but that was super interesting because I'm basically clearing every single one of these rooms. I know this guy's here. I'm looking for him. And as I start looking for him and as he hears me moving up, he starts pre-firing me. And you can see he pre-fires a few shots and I kind of stick my gun out of the door. He thinks I'm going to peek. I back up and he just absolutely lets out almost all of his mag. He is just dumping ammunition and I'm using that to my advantage. He's pre-firing. I give him a little something to shoot at. I back off and I wait because he's doing the same thing. He's pre-firing that. And if I walk out, I mean, look at where all these shots are landing on this door frame. If I walk out, I'm going to walk into his spray. I do a little quick pre-fire here because I'm not sure if he's got a 60 round mag, he's going to still have ammo and he might go for a push here. He might do that pre-fire and then basically walk towards me, continuing to pre-fire. So I do give him a little pre-fire, but only a few rounds. And as I figure out that he's in that room still, he's probably going to be either reloading soon or waiting for me. I hit him with the same thing he hit me. I start shooting right here behind the door and I just walk right into him. No sprinting, no lowering my weapon. I just walk right into him, already shooting, letting the recoil of the gun basically walk me up towards his head and just take him out. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of be careful that you're not wasting your ammo and then letting that person basically regain control of that fight. But at the same time, you're just kind of using the information you have. Once again, this guy doesn't have anywhere to go. He's in that room. He could potentially jump out the window. Some of these windows you can't jump out of, but he doesn't really have anywhere to go other than push me or try to pre-fire me. So I kind of give him the opportunity to do that. And then I walk towards him pre-firing and we take him out. So I hope that this helped. I know that this was kind of a lot of clips to slam into one video, but it's an interesting scenario where if you can get to the point where you can kind of understand when you've pushed your enemy into a specific situation, you can use that knowledge to get ahead of their next decision. And a lot of times when we're talking about peeker's advantage, a lot of times when we're talking about people just swinging corners, already shooting, if you can get ahead of that and be pre-firing those corners, you are going to kill them before they can get to the point where they've snapped to you and they can get those shots on you. So I hope this helped. I hope that this maybe is an additional tactic that you can put in your arsenal, not just for Peeker's advantage, but just as a combat tactic. As you're pushing and moving your enemy to positions that are advantageous to you, you can continue to kind of stay one step ahead of them and start dropping more people in Escape from Tarkov. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to check out this video. If you liked the video, think about dropping a like, commenting down below, or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. And if you're looking for people to play Tarkov with, our Discord community is an awesome place to be. That link is down below as well. Thank you again so much for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.